This guy asked how to date. He says, "Hello, everyone. I am 22 years old. Allow me to state my stats." He's 5'10", 3 out of 10 face, 312-pound weight. Okay, well, if you're rating yourself at 3 out of 10, just make sure you're funny or you have a good attitude or you're just a good person to be around or you lift other people up. Because it's like ultimately how you make her feel is probably going to have the biggest impact. Not to saying like looks aren't important, they are. But it's like if you can make her feel in a way that really makes her feel special or just makes her have a fun time and make her feel like she's listened to, appreciated, understood, make her feel safe and comfortable with you. You know, if you can make her feel these things, you know, oftentimes you do see like uglier guys or guys that aren't very good looking or totally out of shape guys with these beautiful women. It's like, it's because they make them feel good, you know? So you still have hope is what I'm trying to say. I've been asking around recently and I told I should try dating despite me thinking it not being a good idea due to my weight. Well, there's always going to be something, you know? So it's like if you use some kind of excuse like that, then it's just like you'll overcome that. Maybe you get in shape, but then it's like, oh, well, actually now it's like my face or now it's my height, you know? So it's like it just, insecurity just hops to the next one, and just ultimately prevents you from taking action. So it's just like you have to just step up one day and say, you know what? So what? I'm going to do it anyway. You know, I have these faults. I have these big ears that stick out. You know, I got these crooked teeth. You know, it's like, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go for it. And when you have that attitude, it's just like you don't really care and you're not really attached to the result and you know that you're going to be fine, whether you're alone or whether you're dating somebody. It's like you just approach it with a much better attitude and you actually take action. He says, I've been asking around recently and I wanted to ask, how do you date? Well, just set dates in the evening, be direct, decisive when you set them, have a plan, have her join you on the plan, and then just have fun. It's like if you go for like a kiss, it's like first you have to build that rapport, build that connection, and have fun together. That's an important step. You can't skip that step. Once you have that established, it's like then you go for a kiss. Maybe the moment's right and you read her signals of attraction towards you. What she'll do is she'll do things like touch your forearm or look at your lips and up at your eyes. Maybe she'll just have like a really good time with you, or maybe she'll bump into you. That's a signal that, you know, it's okay to initiate physical touch. She'll invite you to do those things. But really only after the two of you have that connection. And what you also want to do is you always want to go for that goodnight kiss if you're attracted to her. And even if you aren't totally for sure about her attraction towards you, it's like, go for it. You know, what do you got to lose? You know, so it's like maybe you get rejected and don't apologize if you get rejected. But it's ultimately, it's like, well, that's what you're here for. That's what you're here is for, like a romantic evening. And so go for it. If she denies your kiss, it's like her attraction isn't high enough in you and you move on. But that kiss really is important because it's like once you break that barrier, the shift, it's a complete shift as far as the dynamic between you two. It says, how do you flirt? How do you approach? Well, flirting and just being playful, it's like sometimes when she gives you like obvious questions or whatever, that's when you do something playful. Like she says something about her mask being, it's like, oh, do I have the right side on this mask or whatever? Because they have like the dark and light blue on those, just like COVID masks or whatever. And you say, what are you trying to match your outfit or something like that, that you know the question is completely irrelevant. So that's basically a really good time to flirt. How do you approach? Well, in the pickup stage, when you're just approaching a woman, just have a regular conversation, and then your outcome is not to ask her out, and your outcome is not to get her number. Your outcome is to gauge her level of interest in you. So maybe you do something like ask her for her name and see if she'd ask for your name back. And if you have a fun conversation, it's like that's a great opportunity to ask for her number or ask her on a date. And when you do ask her on a date, assume she wants to say yes. Assumption closing sales. Hey, when are you free to get together? I'd love to take you out for dinner. What days are you available this week? Things like that. Not like, do you think maybe I could have your number kind of thing. It's like the confidence is much stronger and you come from a much stronger place if you assume she wants to say yes. How do you, I suppose, do anything? Well, I mean, those are some examples. What is the right time and place? Evening dates. Places, you want to make it a whole experience. So it's like, with the outcome of making it more fun, and usually it just creates a more fun atmosphere when you go to multiple locations. Like, think about it, I went to the coast 2 days ago. Okay, and what did we do to the coast? Well, one, we drove over to the coast, and then we went to get some lunch, and then we went on the beach, walked on the beach. Then we came back, and then we got they had this big like fudge factory thing there, and so we got some of that, and then we went over to a coffee shop, and then we walked back, and then we drove home. And so how many locations is that? A lot. And so it's like, if you can just, I'm not saying you take like some elaborate beach trip or whatever, you don't want to do that at the beginning stage. You just maybe something local. But the concept is you go to multiple locations and it creates a full experience. And for the benefit of building that connection and building a fun time together. Yeah. And when you make some effort, it's like you don't want to overdo it, but it's like if you do make effort, it shows that you really care. And you're competent enough to take the lead in the relationship. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And those should be that should point you in the right direction. And then if you want to go in more detail, I've got those products right there that you can get the description. And also I linked a free email coaching along with those products as well. So again, just click on that link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.